Hey, what's up, guys? If you have a YouTube channel or if you create YouTube content or if you have a blog, this is for you. This is for small business owners. I'm going to show you how to implement using video on your website and schema markup. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this on either a WordPress blog, a Webflow article, and essentially what this is going to do is it's going to help you out in Google search on your YouTube channel. So if you're a YouTuber, this is for you. If you own a blog or a business, this is critical for you. So some of the benefits that you're going to get out of this, I'm going to move really quick. Number one, if you do this, you're going to be able to show up in the rich snippets on Google. You will actually have a little video snippet to your search engine result pages, especially on mobile. So that's kind of interesting. It increases your click-through rate. And I'll show you how to do this. Number two, it's going to increase your YouTube views. So if you're a YouTuber, this is going to show you how to use a website to tap into Google search in order to get more clicks, more likes. And I've seen this. I've run experiments on content that's more search engine result optimized and just my own content no matter what. This is also going to help you if you write a blog and you're trying to get AdSense revenue from display, or even if you just have a blog that you want to more easily drive traffic to and keep people there longer. Remember, so essentially we will help you optimize your content so that you have video on there, which will drive SEO because people will sit on it longer. It increases your average session duration because oftentimes people don't want to read the whole article. They'll click next. But if you have a video up on the top, it can help you a lot. And this is going to help you optimize these so that they pop up in search engines. Ultimately, this is also going to help you more efficiently share YouTube videos to Facebook and to LinkedIn. You know, when you share a YouTube video to Facebook, it doesn't work very well. If you do it on LinkedIn, it just goes to the video and it doesn't do that much for your business. However, if you were to put that on your blog and then share it and people go on your blog, now you have installed the YouTube or the Google, the Facebook, the LinkedIn tracking pixel. So remember, there's a huge case to say that rather than just sharing a YouTube video, you should share a blog post with a YouTube video on it because then you can do remarketing for them in Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, LinkedIn, and you can do all sorts of that. So that's a huge deal. So let's dive in. There's a couple of technical tweaks here that I'm going to talk about. So first off, I'm going to show you a little bit of evidence. Now, if you set up your Google search engine or your search console, what I'm going to show you here, this is my search console. And when you come into your search console, you'll be able to select your property. So I'm going to select Feedbackwrench. I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes. Now, my site's not banging. It's not the most effective thing. We continually are trying to increase this, but sometimes it's like a plumber that doesn't fix his own plumbing. But here, I'm going to come here and I'm going to go to search results. And what this will do, I'm going to show over the last 3 months. I'm going to go to the last 28 days. And one of the things that you should know is that once you change that, what we're looking at here, the blue are clicks and the purple are impressions. And down here you've got queries and then pages. Okay. So this will show you what searches you're showing up for. And then this will show you the pages that are actually showing up for. And then if you click on a page, now you will filter by that page. So on this page over the last 28 days, I've had 2.6 thousand clicks on it. On the search query, there's a whole bunch of search queries. Every single version of the search query that actually shows up, you'll see there's tons and tons. And this is fairly accurate, but it's not total. Oh man, I shouldn't have done that. That's funny. I don't need all 250. We'll keep that at like 10. So you can see how you're showing up on Google search. There's a Bing version of this too. But notice something here. Search type, that's web. We can go to video. And what I'm going to show you will actually help you with this. So what's interesting here is let's just look at in the last month, all the pages that have shown and gotten clicks for something on the YouTube video feed. So what I'm going to show you here is in YouTube or on Google, the Google video feed. If I were to search Gmail, Outlook, not working, what you'll see here is that term I've gotten 7 clicks for in the last 90 days. As I come down here, there's my blog post. And then if you come down to the video, here's the video. It's in the rich snippet. So that's one way. Also, if you go to the video feed here, this is how you would show up in the video feed. So this is super important for us to understand. Look at that. I can get free traffic to my website when people hit that. And people on mobile, that will show up more prominent, okay? So when you're in the search console, you can see evidence of this, that it actually works. Well, then another thing happens. And one of the main things that will happen here is you're going to drive more traffic to your website. When people are on your website, your dwell time, they will actually watch the video on your page. Now Google sees that your website is getting good positive signals. So let me show you how to do this and a couple of techniques. Now, this is one little point of many different YouTube marketing opportunities and how to grow your YouTube channel. But let me show you something real quick. So this is just a quick example. This is a blog, a YouTube that I said the 2 reasons YouTube is the best marketing channel for a small business, and I paid $1 a minute to rev.com. And what they've done, so rev.com, it's $1 a minute, it's a transcription software, and they will go through and actually transcribe it. Now, if I go to download, I can say I want to download this as a plain text, and I'm going to say include speaker names, no, and I'm going to export that. Now, what I've done here is I've come to a WordPress site, and I'm going to show you how this would work. On this WordPress site, what I've done is I've titled it that, I've placed and embedded the YouTube video, and then all I did was put the transcription. Remember, Google wants to see content that's not thin. If you were to just put just a YouTube video on there, it's going to say this is thin content, you're scraping YouTube, that's garbage. But if you have good written content, that's good. Well, you'll realize as you transcribe what you say, it's not really great. So oftentimes what I'll do is I will do 2 things. One, I will say transcription so that's there. So if they want to see it, you can show the transcription, and then I will write an article of the bullet points right underneath so that if people want to read what I have to say, they can get it from there. So I've outlined it, I've created the video, I've done that. Now I want to show you something kind of cool. If you come and get that video or any video, let's actually do this. So YouTube, why YouTube is the best. I'm going to go to the actual video, and I'm going to grab the URL. Now watch this. In your blog, what I want you to do is I want you to install header and footer insert. Okay, so the header and footer post injections, and what we're going to do is we're going to come to that, and we're going to actually inject a little bit of JavaScript code. And let me show you this. Schema markup is, now Google has said that schema markup doesn't necessarily increase your click-through rates or anything, but what I've found is by putting schema markup on a blog post, this is a nice little secret. What schema markup is, it basically is communicating what it is. It's an official language, and there's a bunch of different ways, but there's a site called videoschema.com, and this sucker is slick. So if I take this URL and I place it here, and I say generate video schema, boom, that just took and gave me either the microdata version or the JSON JavaScript. So now what this is this is the official JavaScript that if I were to, now if I hit, so you paste it in there, it gives you the JavaScript. Now our goal is to come here and we're going to put this on this page, right? We're actually going to insert that into that page. On Webflow, we would actually insert it when you come into the page. If we were doing this, we would insert it into the body right here. And then if you had Webflow, you could even go into a CMS item. And if you had a blog CMS, let's just say we're right here. One way that you could do this is, in fact, I'll just show you, right? So this is, we could do it for this video. We'll copy this. We'll copy this. So again, if this is for Webflow, which a lot of you guys just bear with me, I'll move really fast here. We're going to go back to that video. Boom, we're going to generate schema. It changed. Now let's select it. We're going to copy it, and then you can validate the schema, which we'll look at in a second. But I can come back here, and if you hit this little plus button and you go to this code, we can slap that in right there. One of the many reasons to like Webflow much more than much more than WordPress. I much prefer Webflow, but over here you'll see generate video schema and then validate markup. Google has this thing where you can either hit new, you can either put a web page in there or you can put an actual code snippet. This is doing the code snippet, and if I hit go, basically you'll see that this is a video object and I'm getting no errors. It looks just right. This is phenomenal. This is exactly what we want. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, again, I think I've already copied it. So copy, and now we'll come over here and paste it in through this injection. All right, so back on the WordPress, you're going to have to, I misspoke earlier, you're going to have to install this head and footer code by Alexander, so Alexander Yurosovic. Alexander Yurosovic, okay? You're going to have to install that plugin. That plugin, it's called head and footer code, not head, footer, and post injections, which does not work. This one is a little bit different, so that's going to be critical. Now, once you've got that turned on or downloaded, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to come over to Tools and then down to Head and Footer Code. And this is where you're going to set and say, turn this on for posts or any other type that you're going to look at. Once you've done that, when you come to an individual page, so here we're back at this blog post. We'll come over to the schema here. We'll copy this. And what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down to the bottom and you're going to put this in the footer code, not the head, not the body, but in the footer code. Okay? When you paste that there and post it, what will happen is you can take the URL of the blog, grab it, and then head over you can even search Google Structured Data Tool. And what you'll do is you'll do new test, you'll paste it in here, or you could do the code snippet and say run test, which I just did. And here's what you'll see is you've got the video card and all the information. So again, the key things that you're going to look for here for WordPress is you're going to use this videoschema.com. The plugin that you're going to use is this head and footer by Alexander. Let's see if I can even get this going. So, So it's this guy here. So activations, we'll go to the WordPress plugin page. This tool here, there's a little logo that looks like this, header and footer. So head and footer code. There's another one that claims it's good. It has more reviews. This is the one that you'd want to use. Had good luck with this. Once you do that, you're going to come over and you're going to pop this in the footer code of your website. And once you've got the footer code, you hit publish, get going, and then come validate it on the Google Structured Data. So you can either type in Google Schema Validator or Google Structured Data Testing Tool. There's a bunch of different ways that you can do this, but that's how you're going to actually get this schema markup set up. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of advantages to actually do this, again, like what I talked about. So hopefully that's helpful. Good luck. God bless. Like and subscribe if this was helpful. How to get your schema markup for YouTube videos on your blog.